Hey Northeast, how's it going? Nope, this is an MGT 8.0. Hey, Just Joe. This is one that I picked up from at the swap meet. I did a trade with a guy, with Harold, for a SH, what I thought was an SH, but it's actually a Force engine, and 18 for this. So I had no intentions on using that Force 18, and so he had this 8.0 that he couldn't get sorted, so I ended up with it. So, and then these are actually Savage X tires that I dismounted and mounted to a brand new set of aftershock wheels that fit this MGT quite nicely and get away from the 23 mil hex. Hey, two. Yeah, so it's a runner now. I've actually had it running. It runs well. I've got radio gear in it now. Everything's pretty much ready to rock with it. It's actually a surprisingly quiet 8.0, which is odd for an 8.0. Hey, Texas Hill. Yeah, usually the 8.0s are usually almost ear-splittingly loud. This one is, for whatever reason, relatively quiet. Yeah, so the cylinder head had a bunch of damage on it and whatnot, and then so this is a body I had, so it didn't come with a body. So this is an older 8.0 body actually, so that works out well that I had that. The rest of it's in pretty decent shape, obviously except for the damage on the cylinder head that I polished off, and then I put servos in it, and the rest of it's pretty much ready to go. The fuel tank did have a bit of an issue around here, so I epoxy coated this probably about 3 days ago, so that it should be good and hard now. And then the wheels I've been kind of working on and off because it's a slow process doing the de-glue and the glue again. So, hey BBT. So, and I know I normally don't do lives on Thursday nights, but I was kind of excited to show this and to show two of my eBay purchases that I've been waiting for them to come in. So I was really excited because, you know me, I'm a buggy guy, and so I got a couple of new buggies to add to my collection, and one of them turned out to be kind of funny because I bought it on a whim because it was super cheap on eBay, so I bought it just for shits and giggles, and this one we'll bark this up a little bit later, just because it's, you know, nothing's better than running an 8.0. Yeah, so I'll be curious to see. I'm probably going to save the running outside for this one for my Sunday live. Today is mostly to do with showing my new eBay ones that I picked up, and maybe we can have a quick look at those and see maybe even one of those will fire up. We don't know. Well, I know the one won't because there's no engine in it, but the other one is intact. But I figured you guys would like to share that with me with the new eBay purchase ones, just because I'm pretty excited about them. I just got them this evening. I've been waiting forever for them to come, and for mostly the one in particular. It literally was, I think, the better part of a month before it showed up. Took the longest route ever from North Carolina to get to me. like crazy long distance. Like I think it hit every tiny town from here to North Carolina. Hey, Raw. So, like I said, this one's a runner now. I've had it running. I did post it on the Facebook groups when I got this. It was obviously not in the shape when I got it. It was pretty rough. But so I did a bunch of work to it. I had to sort the engine out. I had to sort the tranny out. I had to sort the brakes out. I had to sort. The electronics were all fucked up, and so yeah, it's a runner now. Hey, John. I will in a little bit. I wanted to have a look at at my buggy first before I decide to fire this up. I figured everybody would enjoy having a look at that, and that's kind of what I was shooting for tonight. But I figured I'd share this one from the swap meet, which turned out really well. So we'll put this over here. So we'll start with the lesser of the two, build up to the better one. I picked this one up super cheap on eBay, and I posted on the Facebook groups today, the SOS and the Nitro Gang and the 1/8 group, and I thought it was, but I wasn't 100% sure what it was. Hey Minnie, so I picked this up. Literally, I got this for $80. $80 Canadian. So it actually turns out that it's a Duratrax Raz or Raze RAZE, which is exactly the same as the one that I've made in the Franken buggy up there. But this one is in remarkably good shape for what it is, and it does have a little bit of surface rust on the axles and whatnot. But like I said, I picked it up crazy cheap and couldn't really pass it up. It's almost 95% there. The biggest problem is going to be trying to find engine mounts for it, but I think Hyper 7 engine mounts will fit, and I have some, and it is slimy, man. I'll tell you, there's oil drooling out of this thing everywhere, out of this pipe. So, and obviously it needs a header and an engine, so I have to figure out what engine I'm going to stuff in this thing. But there's some light scratching underneath. It's got some runtime on it, but I tell you, like, it's pretty tight. Like, not all the steering linkage is all bagged out or anything like that. So, and it's smooth. The one that I built up there, I tell you, the chassis was all tacoed, and I had to do a whole bunch of shit to get it straightened back out enough to run it. So that one actually may become parts for this one, but it was a pretty cheap buggy, and I figured it was worth picking up for that price. So this will be a fun build. We'll figure out what engine to put in it, and kind of go from there. But it looks like it could use it looks like it's screaming for a big mill. So I think it's going to be something substantial to put in this thing anyway. See what we decide to put in there. If you guys have any thoughts on what I should put in it, you let me know, and then we'll figure something out. Because it just looks like it'd be a fun project, this one. So that's one, or I guess two. So I'll show you guys the one that I've been waiting on forever. It's a little farm fresh, but I'm pretty stoked about it. It's part, because I'm a big buggy guy. So this is it. For any of you hardcore buggy people, you'll recognize what it is. So this is oh, later BBT. So this is a Hot Bodies DB18 815. Holy jeez, I can't talk tonight. And I picked it up off of eBay. A bit of a gamble. It was actually a pro racer that had decided to post it up for sale. He didn't even clean it from the last time it was raced, so it still has some of the track clay and everything else still in it. So it's it should be pretty dope. Let's pull the body off so we can have a look. The body paint job's not bad. Looks pretty cool. Dirty, like I said, needs a good clean. So it's got Savix servos, both ends. It has the ProTech Euro LS5, which is actually a Novarossi engine, and it has a low-C pipe, which is kind of odd, but it has a low-C pipe on it. And the funny part was I turned the on-off switch on just for shits and giggles, and it's got a battery in it, which I think is super crazy. But it's got lots of extra carbon fiber bits. It's got, looks like an upgraded clutch in it. I have no idea what's actually in these radio boxes. So I haven't pulled any of this apart or anything. It's definitely been raced. So she's got some goo in it. It needs a good cleaning. But this is exactly how I got it. So I've heard lots of good things about these hot bodies. And like I said, it's got carbon fiber inserts there. Upgraded strut towers. These are actually MIP shocks, which is cool. And it's got upgraded knuckles. And it's got CVs in it all the way around. So it should be pretty dope. I'm hoping that it's as good as it looks. It's pretty friggin' grimy right now. It's got amazing pinch. I tried to roll it over, and it's tight. Like it rolls over smooth, but when it gets to the top, she's tight. Hey, Corey. So, yeah, I figured that we could have a quick poke around with this one and see. But this is the one that I had mentioned a couple weeks ago that on my live that I was getting, and but I didn't want to say what it was. So this is it, and I'm pretty stoked about it because I don't have a Hot Bodies other than the old Hot Bodies Lightning. This is quite a bit different than the Hot Bodies Lightning. The Hot Bodies Lightning was kind of an RTR. This is actually a pro kit. So, yeah, I'll get a little nicer, closer picture for you guys so you can see. And for whatever reason, this piece of body work is upside down in the front, which I think is kind of odd. It's like a big spoon. So, yeah, it should be a runner pretty easy, I would think. Just needs some radio gear, and it should be good to go. And and a good clean. Like it's like I said, it's good. You can see all the clay still in the ass end of it. And it's got some bumps and bruises and whatnot in it. But the thing that gets me is the chassis plate is not even that macked up, really. Like it's, for racing, it's a little weird. And you can see where somebody has sliced the screws for the engine mount, which is discouraging. But it's got good mesh. Yeah, the cooling head is pretty good, John. Look, take a check. Like it's got a little bit of a discoloration because of heat, but yeah. So I'm pretty pumped about this one. I think it should be a runner pretty easy. But let's have a boo in this battery box and see what's in here. Because I was floored when I turned the power switch just to see what it felt like, and it moved. So there's a battery in here. Oh, there's a receiver in it too. The world's tiniest lipo. Check that out. Look at that thing. Holy crow. Look at the size of that lipo. It's got a Spectrum receiver in it. That's the craziest lipo I've ever seen. Like, it's just tiny. I am still going to do that speed challenge eventually. We finally, and I mean finally, don't have snow. It's been it's definitely been a long winter. So yeah, it's a Spectrum receiver, SR201. Not sure what model that is, but yeah, SR201. I don't know what model radio that it goes with, but I will do some research there. Yeah, like it's only been like today is the first day that's been in the high teens Celsius for a long time. So it's nice to see. It's getting a little bit depressing, to be honest with you. So now I got to try and find a radio and a receiver to stuff in here and see we can see what it does, or we can just park it up as it is. What do you think? Should we stick a radio in it first? Or just close her up and see what it does, and then just run it manually. Put a radio in it? I agree, John, let's do that. Alright, now I gotta try and figure out when I'm gonna pull the radio out. I will pull the Spectrum radio out of this Jado for now. I haven't tried those yet. No, I like the Radio Link stuff personally. I have good luck with them, and I know some people get mixed reviews on them, and some people like them, and some people don't. But I personally like the Radio Link stuff. I find a lot of the Spectrum stuff and the Tantric stuff very voltage sensitive, and they just quit working. Kind of like the problem that John's got going on with his buggy at the track. I have that problem with Spectrum radios. That's why I switched back to I stick to the Radio Link most of the time. I just know I'm not going to run this Jado anytime soon. That's why I picked it to pull the radio gear out of. military ICT. I like the Radio Link stuff. I tell you, it's easy to bind. The radios are easy to use. They're you know they. I don't know. I enjoy them anyway. I find them good. I just knew that one was easy to pull out. That's why I grabbed it. Battery. One to turn. Two to burn. Yeah, I get a ton of range. Thing I like about the Radio Link stuff, the GS4 radios too, it gives you an audible warning when it gets too far away, in which you can program into it anyway. And I like that because I have gotten to that close to that brink. Suppose I should have tested it before I put the cover on, but I have faith. As blind as it may be. Bottle's backwards. Oh, that little lipo died. Guess I gotta either charge that or put another battery in there. World's tiniest lipo has the world's shortest runtime. I mean, God knows when the last time that was ever charged. I'll stick that on charge. No, it wasn't stone dead. We'll stick a better battery in it though. Man, these Savage servos are fast. They're always loud, Savage servos. That battery's gonna be there, it just fits in there. There. For another test. Ooh, that should be wicked. Should I throw some tires on before we throw it on the bump box? Probably a little easier to hang on to. I'll show you something else I bought on the swap meet day. I picked this set of tires up and a nice 3D printed pin for $30, brand new. Hey SOC, thanks for coming. These are cool. Yeah, I couldn't really pass them up because when I was there was the guy that was too cheap to put a table in the swap meet, but he was out in the parking lot selling buggy tires like a drug dealer. So I just, I guess, enabled him and bought some tires. There. Oh, the suspension looks pretty good. Thanks, Hybrid. I think it should be pretty dope. We're gonna see how it does here in a second. We'll give it some heat, see if it takes fuel. There's some schmoo in the bottom of the tank, but it's still liquid. It's clear, so it looks like VP. Let's see if we can get that out of there. Well, it still smells like fuel. It's still liquid. We'll see what it does, eh? What do you think? Should we fire it up on 20% just to be safe? Let's bark it up on some 20. See what she does. That couldn't sound any more Canadian if I tried to, could I? Get a starter box. great. I think I need something to stick underneath the ass into that though. That's laying right on that. There. Now, see if she'll take some primage. Oh, it took fuel right away. That's promising. Hey, all aspects. We're just looking at my new to me DB18815 hot bodies buggy that I picked up on eBay because I didn't have one. I figured we should give it a good warm up though. I don't know how long it sat for. All right, let's see what happens. Give it a little bit of throttle. Didn't expect that. She needs more fuel on the bottom. Sit still. I noticed the needle settings are way out. Actually, too name on the top. Didn't like that little low speed adjustment, did it? I was a little bit low now. Too much. I think I gotta turn that mid-speed in just a smidge. What is that glow plug shit? Obviously, I got a bit of an exhaust leak because it did not want to shut off. But that's okay. That was the first test run. That's not too bad. I gotta go turn that fan on though. Corey is right. Woo! So I wonder, I got two things going on. This exhaust gasket's blown right the fuck out. This exhaust is flopping around with a limp dink. And is completely missing the set screw. And so I'll fix that first, I guess. Then we will throw an exhaust gasket in it. And throw this in here for now. We're going to find the set screw for it later. Oh, it's bigger than that. That's a big set screw. Nope, that's too big. Weird mid-sized set screw. I don't know what I was set screw for that. I know what I'll do for the short term. I'll just stick a knock on the top of it. I'll keep that from falling off for now. When I find the set screw. Now I probably should throw a gasket in there. And then I think I want to change that glow plug. Just for safety reasons. I think that glow plug might be no bueno. It's acting like it's on its last legs. John's favorite exhaust gasket springs. underneath it. Typical Novarossi springs. That's going to be nice and hot now. And there's nothing left of that gasket. It's chewed up. I've seen better days. Okay, there's an exhaust gasket. I wonder if that's a turbo plug or a conventional plug. Turbo plug. You know, I bet that plug's no good. It looks kind of jacked up. It's very cold. Yeah, it's not horrible, but I think you could use a new one. What about a nice vintage O'Donnell plug? I like the colored rims myself. I agree. I have a bunch of them up on the wall. Jesus Christ, oh yeah. So they plugged it up, but it had some pretty good color to it, so we'll see if see what it looks like. See what it does now. Yeah, great. I was gonna go check on my puppy. 1 second. There you are. Just checking on you. Okay. Just checking on my pup. Okay. See another loose screw here. I'll do it before I... Okay. Okay, let's try test fire number 2. Trying to get rid of that two-stage idle. Pretty close. There we go. The idle's still a little bit too stagey, just a little bit, but that is 20% fuel. I know that this Nova engine probably would like 30%, a little bit more. So I'm not gonna mess with it too much, because ideally I will have to retune it again anyway when I switch it over to 30. So, but the test run is pretty decent. So I think it's pretty good for now. And I'll give it a little cool off good, and then give it a good clean. And then this will give the body a good clean. For those of you who weren't here, this is what the body looks like. Not too bad a shape. Nice looking body. Now it's got some tires on it. Looks pretty good. I'll give this front scoop a bit of a clean and flip it back over. I don't know why it's like that, but whatever. Somebody did that on purpose, but I'm just going to go check on my pump again. She probably wants to know the pump. She had enough of me. So, sorry if you guys were talking while I was doing that stuff. I kind of missed a bunch of your stuff. ARPM. This, yeah, I agree, Hybrid. This was a good, I think this was a good eBay purchase. I picked this up for $200 Canadian. So, which I thought was a great deal. So that's like $50 US. So, yeah, anyway, it's amazing the difference a nice clean new glow plug makes for tuning. But yeah, it seems pretty lively. Seems like it should be fun. Yeah, I got quite a bit of fuel. I got 25, I got 30, I got 2012, 2010, 29, I got 20, 30, 10, 38, Ryan Lutz 25. So I think it'll probably run good on the 30%, any of the 30s. But yeah, so it needs a good clean. Like I said, I'll still got some farm fresh clay on there, but it's a pretty nice little buggy. So that little wee battery's charged, so I'm curious to see what that does. I think it is going to rip northeast. I think that's that ProTech Euro LS5 Nova Rossi engine. So it should be pretty good. It seems pretty lively. I'm not sure if I'm sold on that low-C pipe, but oh, excuse me. But yeah, that should be fun. I think that'll be nice. Its next stop will be the wash table. Give her a good clean. So that'll be pretty fun. I'm gonna run that this weekend as well. So stay tuned for some more running videos of that one. Now, put this radio over here before I get that fucked up. What brand of buggy is that? No, it's a Hot Bodies DB815 buggy. 1/8, obviously 1/8 scale, same as the rest of my buggies. I need to tell you guys that. Yeah, should be pretty fun. I've been waiting for that thing for almost 2 months to come from eBay, because it, like I said, it stopped at every little town, everywhere, all the way along. Now, let's smoke the shit out of the shop. Because when I stand by it, nothing smokes like an 8.0 NGT. Don't care what anybody says. In the RC world, this is like a 2-stroke Detroit. It is, they smoke so bad. Shipping wasn't ridiculous for it, Nick. It was just long. Like it took forever. Like, and it took the stupidest route possible when it got to Canada that I didn't think was possible to make it that ridiculous. Now we're talking AE stuff here. Oh yeah. One of my favorites. Next to buggies, MGT. Thanks, Hybrid. This is the one that I picked up from a guy. Harold is a young fella, and he had problems with this one. He couldn't get it work properly. It was missing a bunch of stuff, and it was having some issues with the starter shaft and whatnot. And he needed an SH. He needed an 18 for his Rustler. I had a brand new 18, so I traded him the brand new 18 Force 18 for his Rustler for this MGT. Now it didn't have wheels and tires on it. It was missing a bunch of stuff that I happened to have, obviously, because I had quite a stockpile of MGT parts. And then, yeah, so and I kept saying that I was going to make this a parts truck, and I can't help but save these things. And every time I have the chance to put one back together, I do. Not that I need another one, but I can't resist saving them. So this is another one of them. I should actually use my monster truck engine stand or run stand for this. I'm just gonna grab that because that one is too small. I love those stands, but they're when you're running something this mass, this stand works the best. Whew. Ah, give that some heat. Ouch. Oh, great. See what we get. This is one of those MGTs that makes no sense. It idles super good. That's a solid idle for an MGT, I'll tell you. 30 temps, pretty good. Thing runs nice. Here, I'll let you guys have a closer look while it's running. This is the stuff here, Texas. The Permatex Ultra Copper works really well, and it the nitro fuel doesn't eat it. I use that on the back plate here because the gasket was stiff. See what I mean? That exhaust fan is running, it's chopped smoke right up. Man, that is solid. Armin burns fuel like an MGB though. An 8.0. Almost out of fuel. That was a half a tank of fuel. Man. Hardly anything you can. Out of fuel. The other thing that makes a big difference on these MGTs, if you can find them, is the check valve for the fuel. Instead of the primer ball, if you can do the little one-way check valve, it does make a difference in these. It prevents that kind of surgy idle. It makes a difference. Yeah, I know it's crazy sounding, but yeah, that's my oop. I'm following my own rule. Radio last always, but yeah, this is my my trade at the swap meet. It should be a great runner, I think. I love these LST, these aftershock wheels, and the Savage tires, which is kind of funny that I use Savage tires. But that was a bit of a bitch to deglue those. I'm not gonna lie, but it was free and I had them, so that's what I used. So, if anybody's ever done the re-glue thing, it works pretty good. And like I said, it does allow you to use the tires over it, so which is nice. Do I get a spin start one of these MGTs? You're asking? You talking like this? Because this one is roto start. There's no pull start 8.0 MGTs. Oh, you gotta go, Northeast? Thanks for coming, buddy. Sorry for the impromptu live. I just wanted to share with you guys kind of my my stuff. I didn't want to just, I figured I was pretty excited to work on it, so I wanted you guys to kind of join with me along. I won't hold everybody for super long live tonight, but I will run this outside on Sunday, so if anybody cares to join me on Sunday, regular time, we'll run that then, and we'll also work on that this one, the Raz, R-A-Z-E, that I picked up as well. It's a bit of a project, but it's actually in pretty good shape, so it'll need some love and some work, but we'll get her back to good again. And we have to figure out what engine we're going to put in that hot rod. No rotor start to the engine for the 4.6. So the 4.6 has a rotor start as well. It uses the same starter, but it's got a combi start. So you got pull start or roto start. So if you look, so this is a combi start AE 4.6, and you can see where the pull cord goes in there, and then or you got the roto start shaft. So this is my spare 4.6. This is a good engine, but the yeah, it has the HPI carburetor on it, which is actually a really good addition to these, because the factory carburetor is a crank and tends to go sideways, and you can't get seal kits for them, and the O-rings are weird sizes. Yes, and you got to watch what hex shaft you use, because if you use the wrong hex shaft, you'll strip it out. What do you need, buddy? You need a hex shaft? Like this? An extra one? Hit me up. I got a bunch. Yeah, I mean, you can use this on a drill. It does work. I've also used the Losi one. This is the Losi LST one, and it works as well. So if you use these, it does work. And the starter part. Oh, you need the collar that goes on there. I won't sell that, because those things are scarce. Now, I showed Harold a mod that I've done before, and it actually doesn't work too bad. If you take an old axle shaft like this, and you cut it off at the end, then you find an old drive cup from like an old buggy or something like that, or a Savage or something, and then you put it on where that rotostop cup goes. You can actually make a new rotostart this way, and it does work. It does work. It actually works out to be a really good rotostart. It's just a big version essentially of that, right? Focus. Yeah, it's a big version of that, and it works. It's just using what you got, right? You know, that's what I love about this hobby. You know, there's lots of use what you got. What's it possible for you to find all aspects? You're looking for the Losi rotostart. You mean that thing? I've actually got like 5 of those friggin' things. The Losi ones. These are hard to find. If you get them, I would actually love another one of those, just for when you go out in the field or something, so you have a spare. The pull start, hex start for the, yeah, exactly. The pull start hex for the end is impossible to find. They are scarce, scarce, scarce. They fall off, they go missing, but that does work for a drive cup. Like I said, you find an old drive cup, sort of like that, and then you put it on the end and tighten it down, and then use an old axle shaft, and it works. Yeah, you're referring to this piece here. So yeah, like I said, take that off, find an old drive cup, slide it on there. Most drive cups, like from a center diff or something like that, or an HPI or anything like that, or even a T-Max, you can put it on there and it works. So yeah, the coupler. But you want this whole shooting match with the spring and everything in it. Yeah, like I said, I'm not parting with this one because it's all in there. So, but something I did fuck around with and figured out, for those of you that have the AE engine, this is my 21. That I just put a spacer, couple washers behind there. That's a low-C one, and it fit on there perfect, and the bolt pattern is the same. So if you take and find a low-C one, you can buy these. And it goes right on, and you can actually use the low-C roto start, because like I said, these are hard to find. But you do got to put a couple washers just to shim it out, or it hits in here. But it does work, just so you guys know. If you get in a bind and you can't run yours, that does work. Yeah, it does work. I mean, like I said, it's all about creativity, right? About what works, what doesn't, you know? And that's the wonderful thing with this hobby. If we share those kind of tribal knowledge things, we can keep these old buggers running for a long time. You know? So, and that's important. Yeah, and you can also buy hex nuts that go on with a tapped thing, and then you can use an impact driver like 10 mil or something like that, and you can get it to start that way too. There's lots of ways to do it. I've even seen guys, a friend of mine put a one-way bearing over it, and he would start it that way. It's a bit of a pain in the tuchus, but you can do it. So. But I think this one's going to be really good. For whatever reason, it seems to idle nice, seems to run solid. Should be fun. The transmission seems pretty decent. I did have to go into it a little bit, but not bad. And yeah, the fuel line's solid now. There's no bubbles. Excuse me. But yeah. So it should be lots of fun. I'm looking forward to it. This weekend is supposed to have some nice weather. And we'll have some deck beers and play with my toys. I'm going to do another. I'm just going to hold on a second. I'm just going to shut that fan off. Let that spin down. Oh, that's better. And that thing's loud. Yeah. So like I said, I'm going to run that on Sunday. So we'll have some fun with that. And hopefully the weather's nice and everything. We can get out, have some fun, and we'll see if we can break some shit. And then I'm gonna give that buggy a good cleaning tomorrow. Me and Poppy will come out and give that the nitro dog there and give that a good cleaning and see what it looks like. That's exciting too. The engine on that seems really solid, so pretty happy with that. So. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. What do you guys think? Do you what do you want to see more of my content when we're doing stuff? Monster trucks, more buggies. I personally like the buggies, but I I like the MGTs. I haven't done a count on my MGTs. It's kind of sad. I have a lot of MGTs, but I love them so much. So even when I went to the swap meet to sell stuff, I couldn't bring myself to part with an MGT. But yeah, I mean, I do still plan on doing that speed challenge at some point, especially now that the weather's getting nicer. I'm gonna get my shit together and post the rules and whatnot for that, and then we can have some fun with that as well, and have some speed challenge runs and whatnot, and just have a good time. And there'll be the rules basically so far that I have are it has to be a .21 of some sort, has to be a 1/8 scale buggy, and that's about the only rules really. And I think I'm actually leaning towards limiting the bell to a 16. Because I more or less want to make it a tuning competition. You know, like I'd ideally like to, I'm tempted to make it everybody be the same, .21 and a smaller bell, just to make it so that everybody has to tune properly. Because I think that would be fun. But we'll see how it goes. I haven't quite made up my mind about that yet. Yeah, so on that note, I think I'll probably call her a night. Been on for an hour and a half. Thank you everybody for joining. I know it was super impromptu and it was just a quick ad hoc live, but I just wanted you guys to get together and share some of my new treasures with me and some of my new collection, as well as my swap meet find, and then we can have another good visit on Sunday, and hopefully get out and burn some nitro and have a good time. So thanks, John, appreciate that. Everybody, you have a great weekend, and hopefully I see you guys on Sunday, and you guys have a really super duper uneventful, boring as shit fuck all Friday. Everybody have a great evening, and I will hopefully see you guys on Sunday. Have a good night.